Hey Phil, this is John Jenkins with Gen X Local. Hope you're doing really well. Need to ask that you forgive me for taking so long to get you this video. Do apologize, but thank you for being patient, and I hope that this is helpful and informative. Okay, so wanted to tell you a little bit about what I do. We had a conversation on Facebook Messenger a while back about getting you some more business. I've been looking for a moving company to partner with. I'm an internet marketer. I'm here local, and I specialize in SEO. SEO, if you don't know, it's not a magical unicorn. It's not the Sasquatch. It's just a term that refers to getting a website ranked where it gets noticed. In other words, when we search for something like moving service Memphis, we make websites, we get them to the point where they can show up and show up strongly and have a presence on the first page. Obviously, the goal is to get here. This is not it's something that can be guaranteed. It is a science. It's not an exact science where I can absolutely dictate 100% the outcome. But so far, all of my clients eventually get here or here. So I'm sure you're familiar with this, and you know how all this works. We've got paid ads at the top. You've got a maps listing here that works on proximity and location of where the person is searching from. You've got an organic, what we'll call organic listing here. So when I look for moving service Memphis, we get to you on page 4, I believe it was. Or was it? Right there. Page 4. Middle of page 4. Okay, so about 45, 46 spots in, which is not what we want. We want, obviously, when we search for a generic term like moving service Memphis, Memphis movers, moving companies, we want you to show up really well. Okay? So let's talk a little bit about why we don't show up that way. Let's first talk about content. Content is what is on your website that tells Google what your website is all about. So let me pause for a second and say that I appreciate everything you're doing with this right here and the domestic violence stuff. One of the great things about what I do is that I get to be choosy about who I work with, and I can turn people down, and I get to choose who I reach out to and who I partner with, who I want to help grow their business and make an impact in the city. And this is partially what led me to reach out to you, because I like that and I appreciate that. And I'm blessed in that I don't have to take every job that comes by, and I can let a client go or choose to partner with the right people. And I like partnering with good, right people. So let's talk about the content on your website. Sorry, I'm going to try to go quickly because I ran out of time in the first video I made. Google pays attention to headers, taglines, headers, and page titles are, like our 3 biggest things that tell Google what the website is about, and what we want to rank for, what we want to be highlighted for, what services, what keywords. We call them keywords, right? So your page titles: free quote and consultation, our services, about us, testimonials, magazine. Are these bad? No. Are they normal? Yes. Are they good for SEO? No, they're horrible. Because none of them say Memphis, none of them say moving, right? Those are the words that you want to get picked up for. Moving company, moving service, Memphis movers. We want to naturally work those words in the places that they matter. So as far as Google is concerned, you would rank for need help with that. This is the main title tag of your whole website. This is the main thing that you're telling Google your business does. Since Google is not a person, this is confusing to it. You got to remember that Google's a machine. So again, Team Absolute, that's a title tag. Absolute Moving Service is the one good title that you have that is working in your favor. Our work, what our customers say. Again, nice looking site, normal, catchy, but a good looking website that can't be found is like having a $10,000 business card. It's just, doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't get you any more customers. So if we want the website to be a asset that is producing for you, that is bringing you clients, that is making you more money, then we need to gear it in a way that will help the ranking process. So that is step 2 of these things called citations. Citations help in the maps ranking process, getting you to show up here. Citations and reviews. Okay, and a citation is simply a term for your name, address, and phone number being plastered in all of these business directories that are all over the internet. They're a pain in the butt, and they make a lot of sales calls happen, but ultimately they do matter, and ultimately they're very, very worth it, because these get lots and lots of clicks. You can see, like right now, none of these guys showing up from where I'm searching have the stars underneath them. None of them have review stars. It looks so much better when you can have a site that look, none of them have them. None of them have them. It looks so much better when you have one site that pops. Here, watch this. Let's see. We'll do a live test, and I'll put my reputation on the line. Bam! Look at that. This is one of my sites. This looks amazing. Now see, I'm right here too, but it almost doesn't matter because this is going to get the click. Nobody here has stars or reviews except for me. So this makes it, it's just common sense. If you were looking for this product, who would you click on first? You would click on that one. So, wonderful opportunities. My favorite thing to see is when I see a maps listing with no stars, because it's just a golden opportunity. So, citations and reviews help the maps listings. What are organic listings? So we have All My Sons, Big League, Two Men in a Truck, Cooper Moving, and depending on where you are, My Town shows up. So those are all your page 1 guys, right? Backlinks. Backlinks are, look, see, they've got a schema set up for, they've got some stars on there. Backlinks are like votes, right? They're referrals from other websites, where other websites link back to yours, and all that does is tell Google that you are authoritative and relevant for the term that is being searched for. And so the more that happens, and the more relevant the site that's linking back to you is, then the more it increases your relevance to Google. All Google's trying to do is provide the best result possible for the end user. So whatever the person is searching for, they try to find the best match, but they do that by using a computer algorithm. So it is, though complicated, it does have set things that it looks for. And if we can create those things for you, then we can take one of those places eventually. We will work our way up the ladder. And that's how it works. It's really not that complicated. It's tedious and it's not simplistic, but it's not overly complicated. All it is doing is convincing Google that you are a more authoritative or relevant result that your website is than your competitors. That's the end game. So, just to continue on that thought a little bit, I want to show you one of the tools I use. One of the diagnostic tools I use is it gives me some information. This information is not always 100% accurate, but it is good for doing an apples-to-apples comparison with another website, so you can see the difference in what can be accomplished. Because some people, and I don't know you, so I'm not saying you're one of them, but some people, business owners, when I talk to them about ranking or being on page 1 or the amount of phone calls that you would get versus now, some people get it right away, and some people take more convincing. So I want to show you the difference of what it would take. So this says your website ranks for 20 keywords. You get about 2 people a month, and it would cost, this gives you an estimation on cost. It would cost this much to produce that many leads in your industry through advertising on Google. Okay? And when we scroll down here, we see that 100% of your traffic comes from people that search directly for your website. So if we scoot over to Big League Movers, we have a large difference. Big League ranks for 510 keywords, and you can see their growth pattern. They made a end of 2014, they made a big jump, and then at the end of 16, they made another huge jump in traffic. So 510 keywords, 1,600 people a month, and Google estimates at about $15,000 a month to produce that. Now, it doesn't actually take $15,000. Now, is Big League paying that? Maybe. They very well may be. My understanding is they have a large budget for advertising, but they also do tons on social media. They do a ton more than just obviously paying a company to get them ranked. But that certainly is part of what they do, and I can tell by looking at their site. Is it beatable? Absolutely. Can I do it for much less than this? Absolutely. Can it produce for you once you get to this position and are in the same court as the big players? Yes. Is there tremendous ROI on the table for you? Yes. Let me show you. Moving Companies Memphis. This is our search volume a month. For Moving Companies Memphis, 720. Movers Memphis, Tennessee, 880. There's another 720. Memphis Movers, 880. So, 2 to 3, a minimum of 2 to 3,000 just by looking at that. And Moving Companies Memphis, maybe up to 5,000 people, 5,000 searches a month for a moving company, that we're missing out on, that you're missing out on all of that traffic. So, all I want to do is get you in a position where, the fish are swimming upstream and you just hold a bucket down in the stream and catch some of them. Because it's free money out there. Well, it's not free money, but it's out there. The traffic is already out there. People are constantly always searching for your service. So the art of SEO is just getting in front of it to where it can funnel to you instead of going to everybody else. And it keeps you from having to chase work. You get enough steady coming in, it keeps you from having to hunt it down, where it just comes in naturally for you. So, Phil, that's my spiel in a nutshell. So, hope that was informative. I'm going to follow up with you with an email. Please give me a call if you have any questions, if I've intrigued you, if you want to talk more. I kind of go really fast on these videos because I know I've only got your attention for so long and I can only record so long. So I'd love to grab a meal, cup of coffee, something, have a longer conversation where maybe I can explain more and talk about your business and your goals and your vision and maybe how I can help. So have a great day and hope this was helpful. Thank you.